welcome. We are here to discuss Chasing Cassandra.
Yay!
Thank you for joining us, Ravenels.
Back.
Yes, the step back.
Yes.
I got it. I was so excited.
One of the only books in the series that I have a step back for.
Me, like I was pulling them out to I did a U here, and I set the books up that I have.
Yes.
And you don't always get the step back. I thought it was going to be fake, but I'm so excited that it isn't.
I know. This might be one of the last step backs ever. They stopped doing them, because this book definitely didn't have one.
No.
So.
And that was the only one that I had read.
That's right. I was wondering if this was a reread for you, but you just told me that it's not. So
this is the first time for us both. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hello. We're so happy to be here.
I'm so excited.
Yes. And then there were two.
I know. But it's I'm excited for December too, because we're gonna all be on Christi's channel. The date and everything is in the description box. But I'm happy. I think I missed this one with you because we had Marrying Winterborn on your channel. Yes. So this is the one that I missed, but I'm very excited to discuss Chasing Cassandra because I realized when reading this, I really like a self-made man. I like self-made, and there are a lot of self-made heroes in this series. I like a class difference, so that was really working for me in this. I think after reading this, I can better place the books though in order for myself, which is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened? Well, everyone, life.
It's just life.
Life, and then just being sick, wanting to preserve voices. So, but.
Yeah, we're manifesting that everybody will be back for the next one. It's not, I probably worded that weird. It's not that everybody just dropped off the face of the earth and it's just me and Tiffany left. It's just that life happened for everybody else today.
Yeah. So. Internet, but hopefully they're going to catch us on the replay. And it's because it's funny that we're the only two reading this or for the first time. So I wanted to see if this is a first time read for anybody in the chat. Did you reread it? And what was your rating?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we would have been the only ones in the group that were reading this for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody else, it would have been a reread. So.
And this is my very first time reading the series. Like I said, I really like a self-made man. I went into this thinking Tom is messy. Tom Severin, the railroad and construction titan, is messy. Because from the very first book, he's in the mess with almost cheating Devin out of the land, which held precious minerals, which he knew about. He's also Wes's drinking buddy. Okay. And then he's there for the mess at the gaming hell in the last book. And I'm he's just in all of the tea. And from the very first line, I knew he was about it. So
yes, absolutely. So what rating did you give it? And what would your overall review be?
I actually ended up rating this 4.5.
Okay.
He's up above Ransom for me. Like I said, I like a self-made man. I love a man of intelligence. The fact that he's an engineer. I also like just any love interest in a book. I like reluctant to fall. I love this. I'm not trying to have these feelings. I need to stay the course. You're disrupting my plans. What is this feeling type? I really liked that, and how much he just was leveled and adored her, and was a man of action. Went out and saved. I did like that, and I also really enjoyed. To be honest, I normally don't like when the couple's separated, even though they keep popping into each other's lives.
Sure.
By circumstance, I did like seeing like his journey with Basil and with his feelings, and then her journey as just a lady of the time and everything that she went through. I liked that it felt like both of their books and their romance. So I rated it 4.5. And the only reason why I rated it 4.5 is because now I kind of get it. As we get through the series, there are other books that just edge it out. But yeah, I really enjoyed Tom. I was waiting to see how she was going to endear me to him, because he was the best. He was the best. Even from the very first line when he's like, I shouldn't have invited myself to this wedding. You just wanted the tea and the drama.
Yeah.
No, For sure. Like, so
Yes.
I'm curious what you're rating.
So yeah, this was also my first time reading this, and I absolutely adored it. I gave it 5 stars. Yeah, so Tom, through while reading this, like he gives me vibes of Winterborn, and he also gives me vibes of Harry from Tempt Me at Twilight. But
That's so true.
yeah, right? Like he totally is like kind of a mix
Yeah.
of the two of them, but there's also something almost more endearing about him than those heroes, which is saying a lot because I adore Reese. Like I love Reese
Yeah.
Winterborn, and I really enjoy Harry. I know a lot of people don't because he's a little bit more villainous. He's a little bit more, he takes what he wants. He's going to do whatever he wants to have his heroine. But with Tom, there is something almost more endearing because I do think he's a little bit like neurodivergent coded.
Yes.
And something just so endearing about the way that he slowly but surely opens up to Cassandra. And there's also just like really adorable and sweet things happening throughout this book that I absolutely loved. I mean, we'll get into it, but just mentioning like the way they were bonding over books, the way that like I loved the contract negotiation scene, his relationship with Basil, all of those things coming together in this one story. Like I think it's a new favorite Lisa Kleypas for me. Like I really, really loved this one. So yes, 5 stars.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Let me look because somebody said this is a 6-star read, and I know I highlighted it, but I just because it had all of the feelings for me. It was just like third time.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it.
Love that for you.
First time read for me and probably a 4.5. Second reading at the time, and I give it 5 stars, and it remains 5 stars. Yeah, because there's just like this is coming off of Wes's book, and there's just something about Tom and the way that he softens for her, and he's just utterly endeared by her. I read it before though. Okay, first time reading. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of first times. This is the first time for me, and it was 5 stars. Tom, he really did. I was like, is this? I was like, because the thing I loved about Ransom was like, he's a self-made man, but this is his belief that he cannot love, and yet he's showing acts of it. I absolutely adored that, and the fact that she was quick enough to gather that.
Yes.
That too. I think she was a good counterpart for him. Oh my gosh.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
How do you feel about her as a heroine?
I really like Cassandra, but Cassandra, I'm trying to think of what heroine specifically she's reminding me of, because she definitely is reminding me of other Lisa Kleypas heroines. Definitely Pandora. She reminds me of her twin. She reminds me of a couple of the heroines from the Hathaways.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, who was the heroine in Tempt Me at Twilight? I'm forgetting her name now.
I know, I'm forgetting her name too.
But she reminds me of her. It's definitely a trope of Lisa's, to have these like quirky and like positive and optimistic heroines. But also Cassandra has something different from like those other heroines too. I think that like her being like curvy and plus sized, definitely adds something to her character that like is just obviously very relatable to someone like me. I'm plus size, like, and hearing her like her inner monologue of like how she thinks about herself and how like society has influenced her to think about herself, and then the way that Tom talks about how she looks and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. I could definitely, because I want to lean into that right now when we're talking about her, because as I was reading it, I was so sort of like grateful for how she was representing it. I was afraid that we might get into a conversation where people would say like it's not healthy that she's trying to like restrict, or like, because she talks about how uncomfortable. I mean, we make jokes about them swooning in the corsets, but she's talking about how like the gowns that she's wearing, like why they're so uncomfortable. Like when
Yes.
she's
Yeah.
describing that and
Yeah.
describing that this is the second season in these dresses, and when she's trying to like restrict her eating, I was kind of looking on Goodreads to see like if anybody had like complaints about that, but I actually really enjoyed reading about that because I was like, that's very relatable. Like having to be consciously aware of how not just because how she looks, not just because she's a woman, but like because of her being plus size, because and knowing that like, okay, well, if I don't take that extra cake when they're going through those negotiations, and she says repeatedly, I'm like, oh my god, she put this in here because I've had those thoughts. I've had those thoughts. Like I can't have the cake. I can't have the cake. Reaching for the cake and then stopping. Reaching for the cake and then stopping, and then him telling her I would like you at every size. You're beautiful at every size. Like I swooned at that, but I did
Yeah.
like that she put those nods in there.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely felt very relatable. Someone did ask, like, is she plus size or is she like just plump? I think she's probably more. I think the term is mid size. I mean, because they said that like they mentioned at one point that she gained a stone. A stone is about 14 pounds.
Mhm.
So like, yeah, she's probably not like plus size in the way that we think of plus size today, but definitely different in that time and place. It was enough for her to be for her body to be noticed.
And
Um,
for her to be sexualized too.
yes,
All that we'll get to for her
yes,
body because it's curvier to be
yes,
sexualized.
yes. And I love that because I think part of this comes from Tom's neurodivergency. Like it just doesn't even occur to him to like think of her body in any way other than like you're just beautiful and that's the end of it, you know.
And then also him apologizing later for just seeing her for that. Because in the beginning, I just thought I'm like, here is this man. He invites himself to the wedding that he finds boring. And
Yeah,
I know he went for some drama and some tea. I know
right.
that's why he went there to just like, needle out west probably. And then he's trying to duck away and he hears her crying. And it's like, oh no, a crying woman. But he
Yeah,
sees her and just has to have her. I'm like,
yeah,
not a
that I mean
crying
this is
woman.
right. This is definitely a case of like that man fell in love with her at first sight, you
Absolutely.
know, and
Absolutely.
he obviously like didn't think that he knew what love was and didn't want to ever feel love, but like that was definitely love at first sight for sure.
I love that. Definitely neurodivergent coded. I love his misrepresentations or literal interpret. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Love,
And
love, love that.
he's like, let's just skip to the end. What is it that he saved today? Like,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
but
love the whole like reading part of this book and like how he like basically unconsciously becomes a reader and like a reader of fiction when he first starts reading the first book, which I think was the Around the World in 80 Days book. He's like, why does anybody give a shit about people that don't exist? Like,
or yeah. Or his initial reaction to the wreck is, why don't you just go to the travel agency and do the trip? Why are we reading about it? Let's just
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, Tom.
But then by the end, he's got like his favorites. He's got like, like
He's got like clear like commentary and criticism of Persuasion by He's like, wait, what's going I'm not seeing it. This is boring. We're talking in parlors. What she should have done. I loved that.
that was hilarious. Yeah, like and like him talking about like Jane Eyre and like
Yeah. What I liked is that his brain clicks in when he sees that infinity sign and they recognize that it was probably like repaired the wrong way, and he's like explaining to her like the mathematical representation of affinity for equations and how that's
yes,
actually like when he would have these moments like that she caught on to, which I appreciated, where he's just fully capable of like depth, and he is capable
yes,
of more than 5 emotions.
yes,
But I love
yes.
how it was the math where he could like click into that.
Right. It's like that idea of like they're able to come to the same conclusion, but in very different ways because his mind works very differently from hers. And I know I loved that. That was like a really sweet bonding moment. between the two of them.
And we see I think I like Lisa Kleypas's writing because she telegraphs that for us. Like from when she's willing to be there in the kitchen and help him fix the pipes. I absolutely loved that. When that's like the
Yes.
first thing that they're like doing
Yes.
together. And he's
Yeah.
explaining the science and he says that she's sharp. And I love how she's like, that's the first time someone's ever called me sharp and not just pretty.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I loved that.
And there's just some ways that like make Tom really relatable to me as well. Like, I just blanked on what you were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, it made me think of this, but I'll think of it later. But,
Same. No, I like a reluctant falling though. I really not that I have
that's
way
what
more
it
than
is.
5
Yes.
emotions, way more. Okay, I wish I had
Yeah.
less. I wish I was a Tom. I think I
Sure.
would operate in the world a lot easier that way. But I can relate to I do not have time to all-consuming emotions right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I have no time for this. Why does this other person have a joystick that makes me feel out of control? Okay, I need to get away from you so I can get back to who I am and what I'm all about. Yeah, I totally related to that.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, like I definitely am someone that's kind of in the mindset of Tom and that like, well, for me, clearly I'm a romance reader. I do love, but for me personally, I'm kind of like Tom in that like I don't really see me ever like finding someone to like fall in love with romantically and that almost like yeah like it's just not something that I think about or like I'm like Tom in that I'm very career oriented and like and like yeah it's just interesting how I relate to both of these characters in very different ways.
I thought so too. You might have to get tricked like I did.
Yeah.
Someone in front
Exactly.
of you.
I feel like that would happen is I would absolutely get tricked. Yeah.
And then they just like refuse to be pushed away. Because I'm like, I don't have time for this, sir.
Right?
Sir, please.
Yes. Yes.
Size 2. Oh no. I feel you on that. I feel you on that just because you look at this cover and her size is not represented on this cover
At all.
And you know what I also think? I really do kind of like that it is ambiguous. We just know that she's gained weight. We know that she's gained weight, that she's uncomfortable in her clothes, that she's like hyper focused and aware of all eyes being on her, that she's being sexualized for it. And yeah, I definitely shoot.
Yeah, I thought of it as I was reading. I just thought of it as like she has curves. Like she probably has like, you know, a larger chest, for instance, because they reference that a lot, like in how her dresses fit her.
Yeah, I'm like she's got some curves and you know a little bit of chest, and everybody's freaking out.
And yeah, right. All the
walk down the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of love that for her, but like it does lean into the dangerous, which I did want to talk about their like separate little like journeys. So like did you because it did I agree with you where I'll say like Ransom trying to be separate from Dr. Garrett felt a little bit more not cruel, but it was a little bit more cold than it felt with Tom Severin because she wasn't there, but she was there.
Yeah, I didn't feel the separation as much with this book as with Hello Stranger.
Yeah.
There's a significant part of the book where they're not interacting with each other because of multiple reasons. One of them being him getting injured and her taking care of him, so he's not really conscious. But like,
yeah,
you know, I mean, yeah, I didn't feel the separation as much, and I agree with you. I really liked their separate journeys, and I really liked how they both ended up having like another love interest, like another person courting them, and how both of them played out in very different ways.
Yeah.
You know.
What was his name? Lumberg or whatever?
Lambert. Lord Lambert.
Ah.
Wow.
That scene was so hard. Like it was so uncomfortable to read.
I know. And it sucks because I feel like their relationship started off like kind of cute, like kind of funny and cute and like, you know, very Cassandra-y and like, you know, I didn't really think that Lisa Kleypas was going to go the route of making him be villainous. I thought that it was just going to end up being that like Cassandra didn't feel any real attraction for him and it would just like fizzle out. Like I didn't really see that happening. And so when it did, I was a little like, okay.
Yeah, yeah, because I didn't think it was gonna go. I'm like, Lisa,
I
again?
know.
Okay. Because I was like, whoa. Well, I mean, I did get a little bit of a nod when like it's I think it was exemplar of the fact that she got coaxed into that, right? Like he
Yeah.
was willing to court her and like send her the flowers, and she wasn't really feeling it, but she would just go along. And then when we had that scene with his father, I was
Oh, yeah.
absolutely disgusted, and I was like, get out. And for him to take it that far.
Right.
For them to take it that far, I was just appalled. But I thought, this is what happened to a lot. This felt like
it definitely was like realistic to like, especially how entitled these noblemen felt back in this time. And we see that juxtaposition of like both the Marquis Ripon and then his son Lord Lambert, like they're technically nobility and like of higher stock than someone like Tom, but yet obviously like they're like disgusting individuals and they'll do whatever they want because they can get away with it.
Yeah. And the Ravenels can't just like do away with this, even though they are to a highborn family and she's got all of this love and support. They still would have been in a situation where they could have just tarnished her entire reputation.
Absolutely. And it was funny because the moment, like pretty much the moment right before Tom comes in during that scene where Ripon shows up and is basically proposing to Cassandra.
Yeah.
I mean, right away I was like, he wrote the article, right?
Oh yeah, we knew. I'm like, I know who Lady Whistledown is, and right, we know.
And then there's Tom.
Oh, it was perfect. I was like, this felt like historical Gossip Girl, because I was just like, didn't it? I'm like, this is a Gossip Girl episode. It really, really is, because I knew when it hit the papers. I was like, really? Because who would benefit? But he had to be at the gaming hell to see Sebastian, and then be told, don't step in. But we knew our man was going to step in. I'm like, go get her. Go get her. Yes. And I love seeing Sebastian as like a father and a family man and being like, look, it's up to the family. That was really, really sweet. But like, just the way that he handled that, buying the newspaper.
I was just about to bring that up.
Okay, shut the bass, buying the newspaper. I was like, what?
Yes.
We got it like that.
Yeah, I that was one of like my favorite, probably like Lisa Kleypas like hero moments. Like just the way that like the conversation went of like Tom being like, no, you're not gonna do that. Actually, I own the paper now, so
and I know who you are.
Exactly.
And I love how like, because even Sebastian, because I think of I put Sebastian, he can get it done, and even they couldn't lean on this editor to give up their source, so he buys the paper.
Right. Yeah, like one of those like Gabriel and their family, right?
Like Mr. Ransom, who can do everything. None of y'all got it. It was just I loved that. I loved that he went in, he stepped in, and he protected her, and he stood up for her in that way. Oh my God! And he was more of a gentleman when we have the Marquez sitting there.
Yes. Yeah. Again, it's the entitlement. We see the entitlement and the patriarchy.
And just like the frivolous, like of like just the times, the way that he was greeted and the way that Tom was greeted was very different. And Tom said, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to drink this tea and you're going to listen.
Also, like just that little detail of like the Marquis like kept his gloves on, like he didn't expect to stay long. But when Tom showed up, he had his gloves off, he had his coat off. He knew he was going to stay.
Right? What did you hear? Yeah. Oh God, so freaking good. That was also too, speaking of that, because after that, we get some alone time unchaperoned, and I'm like, how are they getting all this done in this room with everybody just like a parlor away? Like that scene escalated. Sure did. That's why y'all need chaperones. I'm like, what is going on in here?
That's so funny.
I loved it. Someone mentioned the door scene, and I'm trying to remember what this is.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what that is too, and I just finished it last night.
I'm trying to remember what this is.
Scene. Can you elaborate, please? Because clearly we're not thinking of it. So the door scene, I don't know.
Yeah, but the father was disgusted. disgusting. I'm like, he better get his due. I need him to get his
Yeah,
due. And I
yeah.
knew he would, because she always gives it to us. But I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, he thinks he's slick, and he would have gotten away.
And he would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for meddling Tom, right?
Oh yeah, he dropped the book. And we will be releasing a retraction. Okay, we will be. Oh, I love it.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah.
He was very. I like what you said about him kind of being a little winterborn, like with his assistant, who was maybe like an unconventional assistant. And I liked going back to the city with him and just seeing his day to day. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, this man is incredibly accomplished,
Yeah.
incredibly driven, a little exacting, and cold. But I loved the story with Basil. I
Oh my
absolutely
God. Yeah.
how he saw
Yeah.
himself in Basil. And then Basil was like a good linchpin for a lot of our characters. For like we got to see Dr. Garrett through that. And
Yes.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
lovely. I loved it. I loved Basil. And I thought she wrote like that child well. Because
I
sometimes
agree. I
they
agree.
stick and sometimes they don't for me.
He was a really great addition to the story. Again, reminds me a little bit of Winterborn's arc, how he takes in Helen's half sister by the end of that book. And I think what was great about Basil is that like he forced Tom to face his demons. And, you know, that was obviously very uncomfortable for him to do. And for him to, you know, I got the vibe that like he couldn't even face that Basil situation before Cassandra stepped in, like wasn't good enough. He couldn't even face that because if he did face it, he would have to face the fact that his upbringing wasn't good enough.
Exactly.
And what do you do with that? How do you move on from like realizing that your past so many people did you wrong and you know
And
just dropped the ball.
and how do you interrogate that and then take it a step further and amend it through
Yes.
action? Because that's what I
Yes.
love that she called him to do. It's like even with the extension of the railroad, and he goes, "Oh well, you know, I'm going to be buying the land underneath these tenants' homes, and this is better anyway because it's overrun." with impoverished people. It's already overpopulated. I'm gonna just seize that land so we continue with the railroad. And she highlights the fact that like they're gonna be displaced though. And he's like, but they're all of these people are gonna benefit from the railroad that I'm putting in. I don't know where they're going, but I'm doing
Yeah.
the thing, I'm doing better. And I loved how she just kind of took the baton and would make him see
Yeah.
the actual impact of that. Like that he in turn was doing the same thing to Basil.
Yes.
But it's like, yes, you're
Yes.
helping him with the job and like you're doing, but that's not entirely it. Like
Yes.
you
Yes.
could have had actual family. And
Yeah.
I like that in a way she's like advocating for little him too,
She
instead of
is.
and she is because like I think he takes offense to it after Dr. Garrett, like that scene where like she sings the song and they get the lice off and all of that. And she says it plainly to him. You are like him. I think he takes
He does
offense.
take offense. Yeah, he
Takes offense
does.
to
Yeah.
that because
Right.
I think it's like she may be looking down or how dare I look
Yes.
less than in front of this woman. Like he was even upset that he was sitting in the weight room and not like looking busy in all of his business when he saw Cassandra,
Yes.
and then now I'm going to take her to Winterborn's. Like I don't need, I don't want her to see me in this way where like she absolutely was advocating for both of them. And I
Yes.
thought that was so beautiful. That was really, really healing.
And then the scene at the end, towards the very end, where, you know, Tom finally has like an outburst at Cassandra because she's obviously not letting this go. She's like, no, that like he's living in this small room. He's going to outgrow this bed. Like, you know, she's going on about this. And then he just like yells out, it was good enough for me. And it wasn't, you know, and like, I like cried, like reading.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You know, that really got me.
It's like, and you know what really broke me was learning about how not only was did his father leave them, he came back. His father came back and he had to bribe his own father.
And the father took the money. He took the money and left. And yet, like, his mom and sisters punish him for it. But ultimately, he was protecting them.
Yeah.
By offering the money and singing. He was testing his father. to see if he would take the money. His father could have turned it down and then gotten back in their lives.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
liked how that story, like the story was revealed. I'm trying to remember what book where I felt like, was it Harry? Where I'm like, look, we're just learning about all his tea way too late. I'm like, it was like,
It might have been because there's a lot going on with him, and then Kat is brought into his story too.
yeah.
Like,
And I'm like, Lisa, this needed to be 100 pages ago, girl. We needed to trickle
right,
this
because yes, because he's a hero that a lot of people have a hard time, you know, liking and relating to. You know,
I mean, I love a man I will corner you until your only exit is me.
right?
But,
Yeah,
that's reading taste. You know what I mean? That's just his preference, and I understand that leaves a little dark.
yeah.
And, and I know, like, I know it's not, a lot of agency for the heroines and whatever. I feel like it's the ultimate romance. But anyway, that's, that's a certain brand of hero that I think if we would have known where his actions were coming from a lot sooner, he probably would be received differently. So I just it's almost that thing where like you as a reader know what he's doing with Basil instantly from the very beginning.
Yes.
So watching him, like reading him work it out and her advocate for that and highlight that, you too get to see that she's sharp and she's not just a beauty, and that like they're well paired and like well matched. And I love that. I really, really love that.
And then
the infinity symbol, that's what she's talking. Oh, sorry, I'm talking
no, you're good. Yeah, oh yeah, we talked about that earlier. But yeah, like, and then by the end, like, it was kind of what I had been waiting for by the epilogue, is that Basil is calling them both Mama and Papa, and just so sweet, and I was dying. Like,
I was too. I was like, oh my God, yeah. Because she finally gets a moment and he's like, are you okay? And she's just like,
I know.
Oh, you know what broke me? I cried when she's looking in the mirror and she asks, like, what did I do? Like, what did I do to deserve all of this? Like, when she finds out, like, it's in the papers, he's lying. And then what he wrote about her, she's basically, she's out here passing it all around and then turning out proposals. Like, really, sir? That's when I heard what was, like, in it, I was like, oh, okay. That's the Marquette.
And I think we get some good Devin moments in here, too.
Do we? And West Daddy moments, which is why it was so sweet with the mama and like and dad from freaking Basil, because Tom couldn't be, he was so uncomfortable. He was so uncomfortable when we get that moment for Wes.
Yes. Yeah. And I loved, like, it was in this book, we get a little moment of like Justin being like, well, I can't call him Papa because that would be confusing. Then who am I talking about? Papa in heaven or here? And so he calls him Dad. And just love, and like Tom observing that moment, he's just kind of like, wait, what am I seeing here?
Yeah, Tom is kind of like trying to like slink away. I love them. We got to see everyone, and Pandora coming back.
Yes,
it's like being so rah-rah. I loved it.
Yeah, you're right. We did get to see everyone. We got to see all the couples, and yeah, I just like loved the way that she wrote these two characters falling for each other. And then by pretty much close to the epilogue, we finally get their love confession. And like it was so well earned.
I was waiting too, because I was like, I want to see what Rachel thinks, because the declaration is everything. And it felt like at first I was like, what I like about it is it's not a lot of like brass fanfare. It's almost like Cassandra knows. She's like, and I know, like, I love that. Like, we've done all this work for her to be like, yeah, like, I know, and I know it's hard for you to say.
Yeah, I know. But then he was like, so let me practice.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God, that's so good.
So sweet. And I loved that it was kind of a softer moment between the two of them. He said it first, and then she replied back and said it. And yeah, I loved that moment. I think that was like the scene pretty much right before the epilogue.
Yeah, and I love how we didn't like drag it out, because Basil getting like kidnapped, I was like, ooh, how much more books do we have? Like, what's
I know, it was like 40 minutes left to the audiobook. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on here?
Lisa, she cracks me up though. Like, I just feel like it's just a funny nod. Like, as a reader, I'm like, okay, girl. Like, because
Well, we knew, right? It's like we knew that like, you know, relatively
because I was like,
speaking,
is it just gonna be this like this, Gossip Girl like newspaper moment? Like, this can't just be it. I knew she was gonna
right?
do something.
Yeah. Right. Like that's not enough drama for Lisa Kleypas. Like there had to, right. So at the same time, like I shouldn't have been surprised
Yeah,
when
I was like, he snapped. I couldn't read because I was like reading and listening, and at some certain points where it was like too hard, I was just listening like the lumbar or whatever his name is, like moment. And then this, I was like, I can't read fast enough. Like, he snapped. Like, what happened? Like, just snatches him up. I'm like, what is
that whole
going on?
storyline reminded me of, do you know like the musical Oliver by any
Yeah.
chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, like reminded me of like Oliver and Fagin and like
It's so that. I'm like,
you know,
with the
absolutely.
it's absolutely that. And the fact that I was like, oh, he's stopping the carriage. Like, it wasn't that long, but dang.
And we also like kind of, I feel like we did kind of need that moment because it really was a moment for Tom to, I mean, Tom didn't even hesitate. He ran right down, you know, the stairs and ran for the carriage and stuff. And he was like beating that man up. Like,
I know, that was insane.
that was crazy.
That was so
Yeah.
cute when he's like, Basil, get out of the car right now. It's like, but get out of the car right now. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I was like,
I know, poor baby.
I know. Oh, he's so cute. And then even when she goes to the home at Hyde Park and she sees like his cheeks are fuller, like he's doing better. Like, we got to stick the landing here when it comes to Basil. And I loved how that was part of their marriage contract.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Oh my God. I loved that whole scene where it was like hour by hour, like 11 a.m., 12 p.m. That's like one of my favorite moments in the whole book.
That's I'm trying to see what this growing up with his own sisters and 5 foster sisters, it's a bit unrealistic for him to be so little understanding of emotions. I don't really see him as being on the spectrum. Yeah, like he around all those kids.
But I got the sense that he really wasn't living with those other kids.
Yeah.
You get the sense that he became an adult way too soon. He was working as soon as that one man took him under his wing.
He's working at 8 when his father left him in the dang
Right,
plane
working
and had to get a
at
job.
8, and then that other man took him under his wing and kind of fostered him, but we see that it played out that he wasn't really a part of that family. When we get to the scene where he's like, I asked him if I could court one of his daughters, and he like laughed at me and, you know, told me that I wasn't even close to on their caliber. And, you know, so I don't think he was ever really part of any family. Like,
I do think,
he was raised, like, you know.
And he was definitely the breadwinner very early on, but I do like the like inclusion of at least like establishing like his photographic memory. And I'm obsessed with the author notes at the end of this because she always talks about like just the historical elements that she infuses in books. And so talking about how like that language was there at the time and like just kind of giving Tom that. And him talking about how you would think that he said you would think it would add to intelligence, but it's actually, he describes it as if you're remembering everything that you're looking at, it's an overload of information.
Right.
And like it doesn't teach you how to like sift through it. Like he has that moment with her when he's helping with the pipes and he talks about that, like kind of like how his brain works a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I really liked. I like that. Like, I'm like, at the very least, this man is incredibly intelligent. And then for him to be an engineer, I just love that. And like, and how he's methodical about his goals. Like when he's about to be honored for that award and his assistant is like, well, we're on track for you to get this. So in order for you to get
the
this,
knighthood. Yeah.
you need to you need to go and show up for this. I'll write the speech. I love that.
Oh yeah. and then we see another reason why I love the parts of the book where they're separated is that like you see how like kind of miserable Tom is. Like, you know,
He
he's
doesn't
already
understand.
been falling for her, and he doesn't understand why. Like, there's a sentence of like, Tom had been grumpy the whole autumn, and he couldn't really figure out why. Basically,
He's like, I have everything that I want.
hmm
Everything.
yeah,
What's going on here?
right.
And he was so used to it. It's funny how like the people around him adapted, at least. Like when he said that his like housemaid, he liked that she didn't really show a lot of emotion, didn't bring him a lot of problems. She was just about the work. But when Cassandra comes, she softens. Now we know. Now what's getting elevated, like the soap of like the
Oh
people,
yeah,
like everyone's lives. I love like a kind of lady of the manor, like switches it up type of thing. How like she did have emotion and she did have thoughts and she did have all of these things, but she sort of like adapted to like his way of liking things. And Cassandra was able to make all those improvements. Like,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
funny because he said, "Don't you want to renovate this home?" And she says, like, it's already beautiful. But what she ends up like renovating is how like everything is just run there. Everyone's just from the uniforms that didn't make any sense that like separate them to like their soap
Oh
and
yeah.
everything. I was like, this is so good.
It's
I
also
love.
interesting because I feel like a lot of historical romances you read, the heroine marries into kind of aristocracy or like a higher level of aristocracy. And so when she becomes the lady of the manor, she has to figure everything out and she's overwhelmed. Whereas this is kind of refreshing that Cassandra knows everything. She just steps right in and, you know, knows what to do. And Tom is the one who's kind of the fish out of water,
Yeah.
you know?
Like, why are we returning this invitation and that invitation and this
Yes.
and that?
I know she's very, very smart.
I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
I
I wanted to mention real quick, gotta love Lady Barrick.
God, she's
She she kills me.
she was too much. And then when it counted, she advocated for it. I was like,
Yes.
my soft spot.
I think she's grown. I think she's grown throughout the books
Absolutely.
too. Mhm.
And I think even like I wish I wanted like a little snapshot, a little scene with her after the reveal of like Tom coming in and like basically being the gentleman as opposed to the Marquess.
Yeah.
I like wanted just a little bit, but you definitely see that growth, and you see that like she truly is just trying to look out for them. She was a
Yeah.
lot.
She was.
What did she get for like a gift? It was like another cane or something like that. Like,
I know, that was sweet.
yeah, I was like imagining like a Danbury, like
Yes,
point.
I was gonna say she's very much Lady Danbury coded. Like,
Yes,
absolutely.
you're going over there and you're making the match. We're not gonna focus on here because nothing's going on over here. I loved that. I loved it. And she always caught her. I like to like you can see it in a little bit. She's not completely overbearing because she saw the little like cufflink situation that Cassandra thought that she
Oh, right.
remember. She's like him, dancing with all the wallflowers has nothing to do with what I saw over there. Like
With you
what is
being in the plant.
yeah.
Calling her out.
They trained her well. She was like on guard with those
Well,
girls.
and all of that, you know, Barrick with Cassandra and Pandora obviously gives me vibes of like Catherine Cat with Beatrix
Yeah.
and her sister who I Poppy. Thank you.
And
Poppy. Yes. And
that's so
that
true.
and I love that. I love that vibe. I love,
That is so true. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of like stuff in here that mirrors and carries throughout. And I
Yes.
think I did like this one, like this self-made hero and like this like book a little bit more because it feels like an ensemble book. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
She doesn't pull from the romance at all, but I do feel like it's very much like their book and it's an ensemble book. And we're getting like glimpses of like just society as a whole. I like that. I think that's why I liked Hello Stranger so much because I was like, cool, like we're out of the ballrooms, like we're in the city and we're
Yeah.
like looking at what's happening in the city in terms of like just like her medicine. And yeah, she's like breaking ground there, but just like what it is like for Ransom and like all of that, like the corruption. So I liked all that. But this just like, mm-mm.
Yeah. So good. So
Our
good.
negotiating man. Oh, I loved that. Yeah, the infinity. And then how about the tea? Because she's always putting in that historical tea, like at the end where he surprises her with meeting the author of what was
With
it?
Jules Verne.
Yeah, and like how like hide that Tom Sawyer book because they have beef. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what? I was like, what? They have beef?
The tea and the gossip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, that is hilarious. And she says in this author's note that, like, I guess Huckleberry Finn was like released in like Great Britain before, several months before, so they would have had it. Then it was in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. Mark Twain felt like he stole his story. I don't know. I was like,
I mean, she's, she's definitely one of these historical romance authors that like truly does her research. And I mean, you could tell from Hello Stranger, for instance, like the woman did her research about how healthcare was back in that time and how it was changing to what we know now as modern medicine, and knowing about things like antibiotics and
that was
like things like that.
insane.
Yeah. So smart.
I love the bells playing the wedding music, especially since it took place at Christmas.
Yeah, I love that it was a Christmas Day wedding.
I know. I was like, this is lovely. And like the something borrowed, something blue, something new. Yeah, like all that. I guess that was like had just come out like recently. Like that was like a new like thing.
A thing.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Oh yeah. Oh, and then how about her like being grown? Because her having to tell her lady's maid, like, I'm gonna have my husband help me with this gown. Ah! I was like, okay.
That was so funny.
Like, and that was so funny because she was like, but it's not even evening yet.
Like, I know, yeah. It's still like, daytime.
It's still daytime. We still need to eat. Like, are you? And then as Tom Severin, the engineer with photographic memory, would have trouble getting those stays off. Like he was gonna have trouble with that gown. I think they're gonna be okay.
Right.
I think he can get that off.
Yes. I love like just like the detail of like them starting their honeymoon on this like very opulent train car, and like, and then they were on a yacht, and like
it was a lot. I was like, this is I love that scene where she was like, how much money do you actually have?
Right. And then she's like, wait, so what you're telling me is you have an empire. You don't, yeah. It's not just like Reese just has the department store, and he has probably other investments too, but like you have an empire.
You have an empire. And this is like, and business is booming because you're basically setting like the record for, or just setting the tone for technological advancements.
Yes.
You're buying up all this land.
He's buying up all this land. He bought out all these different companies so that he doesn't have to get outside assistance for any of these projects.
We're talking about vertical integration right now. He's like, oh, I have all the contractors.
Right, he's a conglomerate.
And I love how it's so funny. Like he's a do-gooder, but like for his benefit.
Yes.
Like even when he goes to Dr. Garrett's office and like her maid is like, oh, we loved the fireworks. He only did the fireworks show because it was going to be loud with the railroad construction, and he just wanted to like have something fun.
He wanted to distract. He wanted to distract people from the construction.
Yep. Right. It's like, like I'm just doing it for that, but cool.
Right.
Like, I'm displacing these people, but they're going to use this railroad. It's going to be useful. It's fine, babe.
And then him and his 5 emotions.
I know.
And then when he realizes that now he has like the full scope of human emotions, and he's like, this is just too much.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Right.
Yeah, they needed them. They got a lot of moments too. I was like, what?
They sure did.
From tea to the couch to when Devin opens that door.
Oh, and he goes, you better not open that door.
Like, you will rue it if you open that door. He goes, listen, my wife's sending me back. Like,
I know, he's like,
I don't bring back the Sandra. Like, and Lisa, this is very graphic too, because I was like, not him being knuckle deep.
Oh, for real.
With the door open, and then like her being like, can you just give us 5 minutes?
Right.
I was like, this is so
Absolutely wild.
it was wild. Him describing her peach. I was like, this is so cute.
For real. For real.
Tom or perhaps Cassandra needs to carry around an emotion. Thank you. Read it. Like, how are we feeling
Like,
today?
that has,
Is it
like,
an 8?
different, like, smiley faces
Yeah.
to show, like, the
4, 5, 8.
yeah, what are we feeling today?
I think that's where I was like, there's some neurospicy things going
Oh,
on. Because
absolutely,
I was like,
absolutely.
hmm.
The way his mind works, absolutely, and I love that it was so easy for Cassandra to, like, clue into him and, like, understand him, you know? And it was interesting, we didn't really talk about this, but it didn't really last too long. He was courting that other woman
Oh yeah.
and how she represented the kind of marriage he thought he wanted, right?
Yes.
And then I think they were having a group conversation. It was like him, that woman, I think her name was Adelia, and then some of his friends or something. And
People at the party that he
yes.
tried to make
And
fun of Cassandra.
yeah, like right, like the way she was talking about Cassandra and just like things in general. And then that's when he realized, oh no, no,
Mm,
I don't want this kind of marriage,
yeah.
you know?
She was because essentially, if you look at it, she was working the room. She knew what to
Yes.
say, what to yeah. And he thought that he wanted a wife that was it's just all business. You get the kids, you take care of the
Yes.
home, I take care of the business. We do the soirees, and she was very much that. Knew what it was up front, not expecting any sort of emotion, but to just like that about Cassandra. Although she was working the room and she was getting the men to laugh and she looked beautiful on his arm, he didn't want someone with a character like that. She couldn't be smart. She's just beautiful. Like, yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
just cold, cruel. She was
Yes.
being
Yeah,
cruel.
she was. She was. But that's the kind of woman that he thought he would be the most compatible with. And he
The
would have been at
strongest
one
woman in the
time
world.
too. So I
Oh,
mean,
I would call him an alpha mellow and only for Cassandra because that moment
yes. Yeah.
like I would give him some like so I would like meld it and just say maybe like an alpha mellow and like only for her and like only for her because she just beat him down with her presence. Like
Pretty
they had
much.
running into each other only
Yeah.
because I think yeah he oh gosh but he's very cinnamon roll for her. He's definitely an alpha mellow.
I know he's so, so sweet the way that like, you know, he's the type of person that doesn't think that he has a way with words.
And
But
that's what's so endearing. I'm like,
I
ah.
know, but yet like some of the way that he speaks with her, like especially like when she's having an emotional moment, breakdown or, you know, needs support, like he does have a way with words. For mainly for her, I guess. But yeah, there is a softness to him.
And like just little things too. I think the way that he respected Dr. Garrett, he respected her, you know, and was like, okay, I need you to do this, whatever charity, whatever matters to you, I will care about in
Yeah.
this moment to get what I want. Is kind
Yep.
of like how he operates, but with her, he was just very like caring and passionate,
Yes.
you
Yep.
know. And
Mhm.
he has these softer moments. I would say alpha mellow. I think he would want to just be an alpha, but like, because I do like that moment at the table where Cassandra notes that, oh, this is the man that everybody else gets. Because he's like, he had enough of them jumping in between him and Cassandra, and he kind of put his foot down, and he was like, no one tells me what to do. Like I have established myself to a point where we're not telling me what to do, and he's talking about like his businesses and his wealth and stuff at the kitchen table. And she was like,
Yeah.
oh, I've never seen this side of him. Like I
Yeah.
liked that, but then also in the same breath with the relationships that are close to him from like Dr. Garrett or even Devin when he apologizes and he said perhaps I saw that negotiation as just like another like conquest for business where I never took into account that it wasn't sport for him, like it was actually like
Yeah.
his like tenant's livelihood. And he's like able to see that and he apologizes for it. And I thought that that was kind of really sweet,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I mean, and that's a very real moment between two friends.
Yeah.
You know, the way that he does, like he takes accountability and he's like, I am sorry, you know. Once he thinks about it in a different way, then you know, he realizes Devin's point of view for instance. Yeah.
Yeah. He has range. Yeah, I really do I do enjoy Tom Severn. He's my favorite self-made hero within the series.
I would agree with that because even like, yeah, it's hard for me to pick between him and Reese, but
Reese is just, but yeah, I don't know. I think I like that because Reese was just besotted from the very beginning, just on. But there's certain things that like I think she has to continue. Like, yeah, Reese's devotion was next level. I think I like Tom's reluctance while also doing so.
Yeah, there's a reluctance, and then there is something a little bit softer about the way Tom pursues.
Yeah, because he's willing to negotiate however you want it. Let's get it that way so that I can have you. Where Winterborn was like, we're gonna do it this way. He
Winterborn was like, you can try to run away from me all you want, but I'm gonna find you. Like,
and I don't really like that. Like, there's nowhere to go.
You know, when she was like terrified and like running away with her half sister, and like, you know, okay, you can keep running, but I'm going to find you.
Yeah, that's cute. And you want that measly ring? Don't you want the big ring? You want the best ring, like.
Right.
And he was so hurt. I'm like, if this was a different genre, this would be his villain arc. Because when she rejects him because she's so innocent, he is so upset. Like that was like a lance through the breastplate. I was like,
that was a villain arc. That was a
villain arc. I was like, Winterborn.
I mean, the man kind of assaulted Kathleen. Like,
yeah, he
like, Lord. Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? And I just don't know if Tom would be doing all that. Like, he's not entertaining.
No, I think Tom is a little more cerebral.
Yeah.
I think Tom would have like taken the opportunity to like regroup, make a plan, and go. Whereas Reese in that way is a little more like hot-headed and like emotional.
Because he has the emotions. He doesn't need the chart. So it's like a little bit more.
Yeah. But I love them both. I love
I love their lunch that they had where he clocked it.
He did.
Oh, I love that he goes, oh, well, like, you weren't the only one that had an impression of the other.
Yeah.
And he called him out. He's like, what do you mean you can't love? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, dude.
I know. I love their friendship.
Yeah, I'm like, these titans of industry just meeting up. Tom gives me full on alpha vibes with the touch. Yeah, with the touch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because he's also like, alphas are also like pack builders too.
True.
Like, it's not like just the toxic, like rah, like masculine traits, like him bringing in Basil. I love these little nods because I like that him and Winterborn would be friends because Winterborn still works with Dr. Garrett. He realizes her prowess and her skill. It doesn't matter if she's a woman. It doesn't matter if it's not conventional. It doesn't matter if it makes people bad. I want the best people on my team.
Yeah.
Like, be mad about it. When he talks about his assistant, like, I almost didn't hire this guy. I don't care if I buy him the finest of silks. Like, he doesn't wear it well. He's disorganized. This dude's wasteful. He's almost like, almost a Garfield, but he's good at what he does. He stays up. Like, I liked that. So they kind of like married each other in that way. He's willing to bring in and assemble the team. And maybe it's because of how their starts in life, you know?
Yeah.
But they definitely have to like enter their world in the ways that they do and kind of like demand respect with everything that they've amassed. Like they're sort of buying it.
Yeah. I love this almost like Tessa Dare like way that Lisa Kleypas in several books throughout, you know, all three of these series that we've been reading, like the way that like the hero is kind of like the straight man, and then you've got all these like quirky and fun side characters that work for him. And
I'm like, this is, and it's just, I'm like the menagerie. I'm just like quirky additives to just spice up his life, you know? Because they love it. They need to be around it. They do.
Right. So fun.
It is so fun. Yeah, I would. I was trying. Okay, so now I have. I mean, I know where you have one more book to go, but I do want to ask. How would you rank these?
Ooh, how would I rank them?
Like softball. Maybe we should do
Okay,
a video,
so I
but
mean,
like, how would you rank them?
yeah, I mean, I definitely think Hello Strangers at the bottom because I'm pretty sure even on. Wait, did I give it 5 stars upon reread? Maybe 4.5. I think I gave it like 4.5, but
This is a 5 if I give that a 5.
so Hello Stranger. Let me think about this. I guess I would have to put Cold Hearted Rake next from the bottom.
Okay.
Hello Stranger, Cold Hearted Rake, even though I gave that 5 stars. So now we're splitting hairs.
I know now I'm like,
you know,
do my ratings, do they mean what they mean? Girl,
I definitely think that like Marrying Winterborn and Chasing Cassandra are my top 2. And so I think that like Devil in Spring, Devil's Daughter are somewhere in the middle. So for me.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Devil in Disguise is at the top for me.
Oh, I can't wait to read that one.
Yeah, Devil in Disguise, I think eked that out for me. And I will say I like Tom Severin. And then Devil in Spring. And then oh god, but it's so hard because I like Reese. But like these would be more in the middle for me.
For you, yes. Yeah. I can see that.
And then like Cold Hearted Rake, just because it, this is the intro book. So like this would be on the bottom for me.
Gotcha. So what were your top 2?
Chasing Cassandra and Devil in Disguise.
Okay.
I mean, I love Devil in Spring, but if I'm picking between the two.
Yeah, and I think for me personally, like as much as I love Devil's Daughter, I would probably put Devil in Spring right above it. Like
Devil's Daughter. Sorry, not Devil in Disguise. Thank you. Devil's Daughter.
Oh, Devil's Daughter is your top. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because I like Wes.
Yes.
That book is just come on.
It's so good. It is. It is.
I think that's definitely at the top for me. I really like Tom. What can I say? And like,
yeah,
this might just be like it's right underneath it.
Yeah, it's a close favorite.
But if like you ask me like my favorite heroine, I'm sorry, like Dr. Garrett is way too impressive. She's just too impressive to me. It's just like that's my favorite. But if like I wanted to hang out every day, I'm hanging out with Pandora. I'm hanging out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like bestie, I'm coming over for tea. Like let's, you know what I mean? Like do you need help with the board games? Like I would hang out with Pandora.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who my favorite heroine. Yeah, if we had to rank heroes and heroines,
but I would be like fangirling, pop off, make history, like
right.
In your orbit. I'm in awe of you. Like I like this heroine.
And there's something for me, as much as I enjoy Pandora and Cassandra, I really love Helen.
Oh, yes.
I love Helen. I really do. And then in terms of like heroes, like, yeah, I think Reese and Tom are like it for me in the series.
Ross's lobster, Thomas Cassandra's oyster. Yes. I love it. Marrying Winterborn. Yeah, because it's like Reese was like that whole I think because in my mind I feel like Marrying Winterborn and Cold Hearted Rake feel like one story to me. I know it's not.
Oh no, it totally is. Like
but I'm like,
feels like they are so closely connected that like you can't read one without the other. You can't. You really can't.
Devil in Disguise, Devil's Daughter. Basically, oh yes, I see.
Yeah, I'm excited for Devil in Disguise. I really am.
I am too. I want to reread it because I remember. I mean, I've read that one, but now knowing like Sebastian and like the family and like everything,
the context.
I know who her parents are in the context. I think it might make it different for me. Yeah, because I loved Devil in Spring. I just that mature, like I don't know. But yeah, Pandora, like this is bestie. Like this is who I
Yes.
and run around all day with.
Yes.
It's absolutely hilarious.
And the twin shenanigans.
Like absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Helen. Like Helen is one of those like I like I wouldn't want to scare her off. Would she want to be around me? Like Helen, I'd be like
she would calm you down.
Yeah. She would.
But yeah, I agree with you. Like Garrett, like, yeah, I mean, she's the icon of.
Yeah, like, yeah, she really is. She really is. Mm-hmm. And so is Pandora with this freaking business. I mean, they're all just
true. She built her own empire.
Yeah.
She has her own thing going on. I think in terms of heroes, yeah, I mean, like Reese and Tom are just so like they're just iconic self-made men. And so I do feel like in some ways, like to me, Gabriel kind of fades a bit in comparison to like heroes like them. And of course, like West, like, I think that like Gabriel and Devin can fade a bit. And I like Ransom, but Ransom also like fades a bit compared.
Yeah, now that I've gotten, because I rated that book 5 stars. I did, because I was like, wow, there's just a lot of elements in that I just thoroughly enjoyed. But then as I continue, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I can see where I would like want, and they do fade. I do agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even, have we seen okay, we saw him in Devil's Daughter.
I did think it was odd that we don't see him at all in this book, considering how much Garrett is featured. Like,
yeah,
but he's doing stuff behind the scenes.
So but I also like that he doesn't have to, like, because their whole dynamic is different. Like, this isn't like you're coming over to the country house. Like, she's at work, he's at work. I also liked that.
Yes,
like, she's working.
Yeah, I know. I would have loved to have seen them together.
Me too.
But yeah, it also makes sense that he's doing stuff behind the scenes, to try to help Cassandra's situation.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, like the whole round table, in the parlor, sussing it out and trying to do damage control. It would have been nice to see him there.
Yes,
just that. But yeah, it's hard because I'm like, oh, like we're just like splitting hairs here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that was kind of the same with Hathaway's too. Like those are all like 5-star books for me. So we're splitting hairs.
You're right. Ransom does find Lambert.
Yes, he does. He does. And I also find it hilarious that it's pretty ambiguous what he does to Lambert. Like, we just kind of hear that maybe he went to the continent and maybe he's going to be there for a while. But
I'm like, oh my God.
But we don't really know. He could have killed him. We don't know.
I love that.
What?
But he's not coming back. But
yeah. That's all you need to know is that he's not coming back.
And I also like how she keeps it realistic. Like, it's a win for them, but also like the men of the ton made excuses. They still made excuses for the Marquez. They still, you know what I mean? It's all evened out. And the only reason really why I think socially, because she got married, like, like we can put it past us now. And I was just like, but her reputation isn't ruined. And neither is his, though. His was never in danger of being ruined, which is crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. I just,
Yes.
I have to figure out. And it's changing all the time. I'm like, ugh. But yeah, I do think Devil's Daughter is it's up there.
Yeah.
Like, their books are neck and neck, but like there's just something about Tom for me.
Sure.
Because about like the Son of Sebastian's gonna be perfect to me. Like, it's just it's hard.
It is splitting hairs.
Yeah, we'll have to ask next month what our favorite like third act conflict is with everybody, because we know she loves the fire, she loves like a kidnapping, she loves like
somebody getting a gun out.
Yeah, pistol moment.
Yeah, like
so I'll have to like think about that, because that would be funny to go over.
Yeah,
because we know it's coming every time. Because we'll have read we'll have read like all the series. So we gotta.
I mean, I can tell you the ones that stick out to me the most are In Marrying Winterborn and Devil in Spring. Those third act conflict drama situations. Devil's Daughter, that one fizzled out because like he got the gun out and then it was done. Like,
and it's totally fitting for his dweeby character.
Yes,
small man.
He's a loser.
Yeah, he's a loser.
Oh, Lord.
Have her own back against Lambert.
Oh, to like get her own revenge against him.
Yeah.
I was kind of waiting for and kind of hoping for a scene where like Tom would like beat him up or something, but
no, I just wanted them to be spotted because I was like, okay, she's out and about, she's getting catcalled. Like, are we gonna have the moment where like we're at this extravagant dinner and he's there and he has to see it?
Oh, like, yeah.
You know, that's like all it takes is a little bit. Like that's all I like wanted. And maybe I do want like a clap. I want clapback dialogue. I do, you know, but yeah, that would have been like satiating because I feel like because of the times, the way this is why it was so amazing to me how he protects her in that way. Like, yes, it's a grandiose gesture buying the paper, but in this society where men, which is what the Marquess was trying to do, are meant to protect and cover women with their titles, with marriage, do right by them by covering them. That's why I don't like these mistress tropes. That's why it's so disrespectful that you can lay up with a lady and ruin her for your own benefit, which is what his sniveling son was doing, and then think that you own them, but like not want to cover them in marriage. So that's like one thing. So like the way he jumps in and basically covers her and like takes care of that situation because only a man could do that. I love. So it would, but I do think it would have been, and it would have been satisfying just to get like just a little clapback dialogue. I mean, I like an extravagant dinner, you know, or like maybe because she wouldn't be able to go to the gaming hell, but like it would just be nice, like maybe a little Winterborn moment.
Right.
Yeah. You're not welcome in Winterborns. You're not coming to the gambling hell. You can't shop here. Oops. You know, I just want a little like clack against like the pavement with a lot of bags or something. And he's like there, but.
I know. Yeah.
That would have been lovely.
Yeah.
But I think they're so well suited to each other. And I do think just like them finding each other and like that was enough. Like, because they both have so much more depth than I initially went in expecting. Sure. So I was very, very happy to see that built out and us to like experience that.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. It's so good.
Yeah. But at the same time, I get why it played out the way that it did, because we did need to kind of hammer home the fact that people like Lambert and the Marquess are very privileged, and they can get away with anything that they want, basically. I mean, we see in other books that like men of this ranking and of the aristocracy could literally get away with murder.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, the privilege is there. You know, so I think that's why it kind of fizzles out the way it does.
That's why I like that, because it's like, yes, we're glad that her reputation was restored, although she had to get married in order for that to happen. And and his reputation was never at risk. It never was.
No.
The whispers and the rumblings of how excuses were made for him, I do like that she knows that.
Yes.
You know, it's the times. And the same thing about like Pandora's, like, that's what I loved about in Devil in Spring with Pandora's business, where he tries to explain to her, like, because we are restricted by the times, like I have to own it in a way.
I know.
That broke me because it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And so
again, this calls into play like how good Lisa Kleypas is at like researching and like representing the time and talking about very specific laws that were in place at the time, and how like they couldn't avoid that. He had to own the business somewhat.
Yes. and make her, and she's like, I don't want to be the head of operations of my thing.
And
that's
she,
where that level of trust is like, ooh, marrying for love. It's also like, I loved how in that moment, I think in that moment, they are sure about their feelings for each other, but it shows like how much she has to relinquish as a woman.
And how much she has to trust him. She just has to trust him.
And like how big of an ask that is. Like you just, because at any moment he could take it from her.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Yeah. And how, that idea of like trust, I love how that plays a role in this story too, of like, we just have to trust each other, and we're making this contract, but it's not notarized. It's not like, this is something for the two of us, a prenup.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, and we have to trust each other to make this work.
And a man that's not of the ton would be willing to do that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
What did Kathleen do? Because she's like breaking it down for Devin. This means that he cares about.
Oh, yeah.
He's giving her, basically telling him, he's giving her agency, babe.
Yes.
This is good.
Yes.
And he's thinking, oh, they're not going to be able to negotiate. Meanwhile, again, Wes is walking in on their negotiations.
Good.
She's so cute. She was like, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I don't know what they were talking about.
Oh, yeah. And then how like happy he was to start negotiations. Like his assistant's like, where are you going? And he's like, like the most important negotiations of my life. And he's like so happy and like,
yeah, he's like, he kisses the letter. He's like, what is going on with
Love it.
It's so good.
So
the toy poodle.
Oh yeah, she got her dog.
And the way that he reaches out to pet it, even though it's on the bed.
Yes. Yeah. He's like, we talked about the dog can't be on the bed. And then, yep, it's one of those situations where the person who was reluctant for the dog ends up loving the dog.
Yeah, that he loves the dog. Stop. It's so funny. It is so funny. Basil's in the bed. Like everything's disarray, but perfectly suited. It's so good. I loved this one. I might have to, with all of my commentary, I might need to rethink, and my rankings, I might need to rethink my little 4.5. But
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I will leave that for another day. But it's like, it's so hard because it just starts to get to splitting hairs at some
point. Absolutely. And I'm very interested to see how Devil in Disguise will affect my ranking.
Mm-hmm.
That one, though, I know is a very like mixed bag. I know some people who hate that book, and I know some people who love that book.
Yes, I would say cinnamon roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else. I have to reread it because it's been since oh my gosh, since the year. When did it come out?
I want to say 2021.
Yeah, that's when I read it. So it's been a while.
Wow.
But I'm pretty good about, if I write a review, I'm pretty good. Like when we do videos, like I know what's going on in that.
Yeah.
I know. But like I've changed as a reader. So we're going to see like where it lands for me too.
Yeah, that happens to me kind of every time I reread something, is that like I realize my tastes have slightly changed over the years, and so,
my favorite my favorite example of that is my love for like a meekness being strength in heroines. Oh, I look for it. I'm like, oh, prowess always doesn't always have to be this like I almost don't want to see it in my historicals. Prowess and like a strong heroine doesn't need to be loud and and on the nose.
Yeah, it's a soft strength.
Yeah, I've come to love that over time. Before I was like, what's going on here? Why are we
right? Yeah.
So I've enjoyed that, but we'll see. It'll be a reread for me, and then the first time finishing the Ravenels. I cannot.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for December.
My first read.
Yes, you have it.
Such a pretty cover and like the metallic, like font. Love that.
And you're right. I think this is the last step back. So
yeah, because there was no step back for this one, and then like no other authors get step backs anymore. So very unfortunate.
I know it's sad. B does have up on her channel, just kind of about like the history of like historical romances. She's keeping an eye on like who's publishing and like the covers and all of that. So
yeah, and I recently made a video just about like,
yes, you did.
You know, like what happened to historical romance, and just like in the last few years of since like Book Talk became a thing, really, is that I've seen the most like downfall of popularity in historical romance. But of course, it's always been a genre that like hasn't been super popular.
No, and I think even with, I think it was Christi that noted, I don't know what live show, but like when Bridgerton came out, even, and we all get like, if we get a Netflix show or if a book gets picked up, we get that, you know, we get that covered, we get it recovered. But I started to see that more like contemporary onto at least Bridgerton, and then like other historicals where we're getting like tight mid-side shots onto people with an object, like, and I'm like, whoa,
covers, yes.
Just to kind of like capitalize on its popularity, and that was like 2020.
I know, very interesting.
Yeah. Because I remember, I mean, now I've come to love some of my favorite covers are illustrated, but at the time, I wanted to know what is happening.
I know.
I was so upset, and I was upset about like the alternative covers, and like, why are we embarrassed? So I had like so many
discreet covers versus
what do we got to be discreet for? You embarrassed? You know what I mean? But then, you know, then it would come out like some people like just safely can't read, you know, like, so I've slowly kind of evolved in that too. But at first I really balked against that. And now I just feel like it's snuffed out, and it's very, very sad. So I hope we have some sort of resurgence.
Yes.
So this has been like lovely, because I'm like, because outside of the series, I think there's only been like 4 or 5 historicals I've read all year outside of the series.
I was about to say, I'm kind of the same way, because like obviously we all get caught up in reading new releases, and so there's just not many historicals that are being released right now. I mean, indie published.
Yeah, indie. Oh well, yeah, that's like,
you know, like I'm actually about to start the new Scarlett Scott Christmas novella that she came out with. You know,
you are?
I'm very excited about that.
What is that? You are?
I think it's called The Duke Who Ruined Christmas. So she's coming out with a novella a year in this series. The first novella, which I gave 5 stars, absolutely loved, it's called The Duke Who Despised Christmas. And then this second one just came out like a week or 2 ago, called The Duke Who Ruined Christmas. And they do have audiobooks. I found at least one of them on Hoopla for that series.
Oh, I'm reading this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to jump into that tonight. I'm really excited.
Oh, you're just adding to my... Did I read? I think I read the first one.
I loved the first one. Because the first one's with like the housekeeper and a duke.
The housekeeper. Oh, I love this. Thank you. No, I haven't read this.
Oh, read it. It's so good. Yes.
Oh my God. The Christmas TBR, like the winter TBR is already... It's
right. Already out of control.
It's out of control.
Yes.
I gotta do my little shelf. It's ridiculous. So any other historicals, let me know. I think I'm gonna reread this one for Christmas. I loved this.
Ooh.
Just for Christmas.
I need to read that like, and that author. I've never read from that author.
I know, like Tori sent me this one year, and like I always read it. I think I've read it like every year since. I love that one.
Yeah, I love how like for some reason there's Christmas historical romances that almost become a yearly reread for me. Yeah, like I love there's that bind up of novellas with like Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, Joanna Shoup, Sophie Jordan. I've reread that one a couple of times. They're just so cozy.
They are. The blue background, red dress.
Yes.
We got a little steampunk lamp situation going on.
Yes.
I love that. And I love that too, because I think it's a slam dunk. Because you know how like anthologies can be hit miss.
Yes.
So it's like I can always just go back to that and like jump in. And
Mhm.
it's like very comforting for me because anthologies don't always work for me. It's like maybe one or two that one just lands, and it's so cozy. And then it also kind of represents when I just first started interacting with people online. Like as I got it
Mm.
that year in 2020, it was like the first historical like anthology that I got. I was actually like participating in a read along and like commenting. I would watch videos, but I never like commented or like talked to
Yeah.
people. So I think it's just like nostalgic for me too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I love that wind up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump into that one tonight because I'm in need of some cozy Christmas historical vibes for sure.
Yes. It's all historical.
Yes.
I'm definitely jumping into Scarlett Scott and
Yes. Love her books. Love, love, love her books. So good.
probably Wallflower Christmas again. Okay. I'm avoiding having to go to work.
Boo. Boo. Yeah.
I have to go to my going into work job. The show must go on.
Oh, yeah. I hear you.
But I want to thank everybody for joining us.
Yes, it was so fun.
Whoa! 60 historical romance this year.
Ooh, good for you.
Yes.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
backlist
I have
year.
not read nearly that many historicals this year, so
I know that's amazing. I need to get into the backlist too.
I need to get on it. I need to get back on it for sure.
But we will see you next month on Christi from Christi Reads a Lot's channel to read Devil in Disguise.
Yes.
And I believe that's going to be December 14th. It's in the description box.
Yeah, December 14th.
Yeah, December 14th. Okay. Thank you for joining
Ooh.
us. We will see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you. God, this wine
Yes.
is so good.